Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Playoff Sunday at the Canada ISC East Qualifier. And for the Hill United Chiefs today on Softball Premier TV, as we have made our way this weekend to Keterson Park, the Chiefs would like to go on a quality run. They finished the round robin with a record of 0-3 and were involved in a great game last night. Fell 3-1 to the arch rival, now newly named Bear Creek Gremlins, and had lots of opportunities late in the game to drive in more runs. And they find themselves in a quarterfinal game this morning against the Toronto Batmen. And here is Jeff Ellsworth's lineup. Boland, Ezekiel, Shales, Matroni, Quentin Bruce, Gonzalez, Alan Pecker hitting in the 7 spot today, Pipolo Lopez, and Nick White, who's had a strong weekend. And they will face Tyler Randerson from New Hamburg, Ontario. Tyler has made one appearance. It came yesterday in a game against the Northeast Drillers. The Batmen, like the Chiefs, ended up with a record of 0-3. He went 3 2/3. Gave up 3 runs, 7 hits, struck out 4. And Tyler, later this year, will represent Canada at the World Games in China. And he most certainly had it going on for a couple of innings against the Drillers before they finally got to him a little bit in his 3rd inning of work. He'll work to battery mate Derek Hyde. For the Batmen around the diamond, Tyler Paulai. In left, Mason McKay is the center fielder. Denny Benson in right. Third baseman, John Baker. Mitch McKay, a Team Canada member for the upcoming World Cup of Softball in Prince Albert. Owen Torrey at second. Corey Way at first. And, of course, we mentioned the battery. And Shane Boland set to lead things off. Had a hit in the game last night against the Gremlins. It's his first weekend of 2025, and on the weekend he has gone 1 for 8. But with every single at-bat, continues to find his groove. Had some real quality at-bats yesterday. And we are set to get underway. Delighted to have you with us, and to all the dads watching this morning, I wish you a very happy Father's Day. As Boland digs in. And a changeup from Randerson is a strike. Home plate umpire today is Kevin DiDomenico from Hamilton, and from Donnacona, Quebec, Matthew Leclerc on the bases. Popped up the rise and just made its way out of play. Randerson also threw for Canada last July at a World Cup qualifying event, which in many ways for Canada, and they wanted to win, make no bones about it, regardless of the event, but it was a team that gave a number of players, including Randerson, an opportunity to show that maybe it would be time for them to make the 16-man roster. And I thought Randerson, for his innings of work in Prince Albert, acquitted himself quite well. And he still has lots of good pitching in his future. Boland, on the other hand, is heading back to yet another World Cup for Canada. And he has been there a lot. 2017, 2019, and 2022. He'll play in his fourth next month in Prince Albert. Trying to get the Chiefs started the way they'd like to. On this Sunday, hangs on a changeup, but grounds out to Mitch McKay at shortstop, and there is one away. Held the hands back, tried to go through it, but the location was good. And Bolin reached and had to keep the at-bat alive towards the outside part of the plate. Bradley Esical, the batter, 9 for 18 overall on the season, 2 doubles, a home run, and 7 runs batted in. He came in as a pinch hitter late in the game last night against the Gremlins and delivered a double. Had 3 multi-hit games already this season and hoping for a big Sunday. And gets into this one. And it is long gone. Bradley Esical has his second home run of 2025, and the Chiefs strike first. And on goes the homer hat for Esical. Went down and got it and drove it well out of here to right center. And now it's Nick Shales. Shales, 12 for 19. He had that magical weekend in Kimberly, Wisconsin to begin the season, where he went 11 for 13 with 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in. He has another homer. He did that in the team's opening game here in Mitchell on Friday night against JDT First Energy for the weekend. Nick is 1 for 6. The 10-time All-World member at the ISC World Tournament, and a sure-to-be Hall of Famer when his career comes to an end. And a 2-time world champion with Australia, now calls Waterford, Ontario home. As Bradley Esical has delivered the game's first run with a home run off Randerson. These teams will meet again next weekend as the Chiefs hold their annual tournament in Simcoe, Ontario. That'll begin on Friday evening. And again, we'll have all the Chiefs action for you all season long right here on Softball Premier TV and the YouTube channel. And Shales went down after a drop ball out of the zone that time. And Randerson has his first strikeout of the morning for out number 2. And here's Bruno Matroni. Bruno had a huge game yesterday in a loss to the Northeast Drillers. He was 3 for 3 with a triple, a home run, and 4 runs batted in. The 39-year-old from Argentina. Came in late to pinch hit in the top of the 7th against Jack Besgrove and the Gremlins. And drew a walk. Bruno's now 7 for 14 on the season. And swings and misses on a quality changeup from Randerson. Bruno Matroni, the MVP of the 2021 ISC World Tournament. And again, the changeup gets the job done for the Batman starting pitcher. Bradley Esical with a solo shot to right center has given the Hill United Chiefs an early 1-0 lead.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca.
We will set the Chiefs defensively for you as you look at the starting pitcher, the outstanding 23-year-old Marco Diaz, who gets the call. In the outfield, Quentin Bruce. Bradley Esical returns to start today in center, and we know what he's done already in his first at-bat. Alan Pecker will play in right field. It's Shales at third. Boland is the shortstop. Tony Gonzalez in his regular spot over at second. Pipola Lopez at first. Behind home plate, Bruno Matroni, and the pitcher is Marco Diaz. So far in 2025, he's 2-1. He's pitched 15 innings, given up 8 runs, 9 hits, struck out 32, and walked 6. Came in late in relief, pitched 2/3 of an inning in the 6th versus the Gremlins in a game where Justin Schofield gave the Chiefs a wonderful outing. His only mistake was a 2-run homer against Cole Evans in the 4th. And facing young center fielder Mason McKay, who leads things off for the Batmen, who went 0-3 in the round robin. Marco pitching the Chiefs to the ISC World title last August in Surrey, British Columbia, and he's looking to find that type of form. Here in 2025, he'll represent the United States at the upcoming World Cup. Yesterday, had a tough inning plus against the Northeast Drillers. But he starts the way he'd like to. Striking out Mason McKay. And if Diaz has one of his patented world-class days, the Chiefs might be in a position to, as they did on the final Saturday in Surrey, play 3 today, including the title game. That's the hope and plan when the morning begins. Mitch McKay, the shortstop. And congratulations to him, earning a spot on Canada's national team for the upcoming World Cup. He was 0 for 1 and walked 3 times in a loss last night to close out the round robin for the Batmen against JDT First Energy in a game that the Batmen fell by a count of 6-4. From Tavistock, Ontario, Mitch McKay. And Diaz hits 84 on the radar gun. As the 23-year-old has come out of the gate this morning looking dialed in, albeit early. But you like to see that velocity way up there this early. Diaz just recently turned 23. There is a lot of amazing years left for this young man. On the ground to Shales, handles it cleanly, and they're 2 away. And the pride of Mitchell, Ontario, a hometown guy, Tyler Pauli. 1 for 2 in the game last night against JDT. Played for Canada at the 2022 World Cup. Was also there in 2019. And has come over this year to the Batmen. A nice addition for them. Had been playing for the Bear Creek Express. The Batmen with a very tough loss in the offseason, losing their number 1 and longtime pitcher in Ty Sebastian, who has moved over to the Bear Creek Express. As Pauli follows that back and out of play. The Bear Creek Express and the Bear Creek Gremlins, formerly the New York Gremlins. It's still hard to stay away from calling them the New York Gremlins, have advanced directly to the semifinal by winning their respective groups. And Bear Creek, as in the Express, will take on the winner of this game on this diamond next in a semifinal affair. The other semifinal, or make that quarterfinal going on at this same time, matching the Northeast Drillers and JDT First Energy. This is well hit off the bat of Pauli, and Quentin Bruce will run out of room and hope he didn't hurt himself. As Tyler Pauli goes deep and has tied the game at 1 apiece. As it kept carrying and carrying to left and found its way over the fence. So the Batmen have answered the Ezekiel home run with one of their own. And Corey Way, change up, popped. It'll be an easy one for Nick Shales. So both teams go deep in the first, and we find ourselves in this quarterfinal affair in a 1-1 tie after 1.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Bruce smokes it into center field. And that bat continues to be warm. Another hit for Bruce. And now second baseman Tony Gonzalez in search of his first hit this weekend. And you can't imagine with a guy who's this good a hitter, it will be much longer before he does just that. But in this case, pops it a mile in the air and handled by Owen Torrey, who played for Canada at the 2018 U18 World Cup. So 1 on and 1 out for Alan Pecker. Allen 4 for 12 on this season with a double, a triple, and 5 runs batted in. He's 0 for 5 so far in Mitchell. The gentleman who had a day for the ages on Championship Saturday last August in the final day of the ISC World Tournament. Bruce will slide safely as Derek Hyde came up throwing. And Bruce able to move himself on the steal into scoring position. If you're to make a run, and the Chiefs did just that, winning 3 big playoff games on that Saturday, August 17th, you'll need somebody to emerge even on a day like today, and Pecker drills it. Bruce will get the stop sign as Mason McKay fielded it well and came up throwing. A rope off the bat of Alan Pecker. His first hit of the weekend, and it was with authority. So runners at the corners for first baseman Pipolo Lopez. Lopez played in the game last night against the Gremlins and was 0 for 2. Had an excellent start to the season as the Hill United Chiefs were the co-champions. The championship game was rained out last weekend in Kimberly, Wisconsin, but he went 5 for 7 there, including a double and 2 runs batted in. He'd like to add to that run batted in total right now. Change up, and Pecker with his great speed, able to steal second. As Randerson leans back. And give credit to catcher Hyde from saving likely a run. Who knows where that goes if it ends up at the backstop. And you never know. It's situated at this time and very close to home plate. It might come right back. We've seen some balls spray to each respective dugout as well. Infield in, as you would expect for the Batmen in this 1-1 tie. It is early. Change up. Bruce went about almost halfway, but elected to turn back as Corey Way fields it well and looked him back. So there's 2 down. And brings to the plate Nick White. Nick's 9 for 15 on the season with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Had a hit last night in the game against the Bear Creek Gremlins. And this, I wouldn't say is an area of concern. I mean, how much concern can there be in the middle of June? Still 2 months until, well, I guess a little less than 2 months because the ISC World Tournament starts earlier this year. But we're a long way away from the 25th of July. But the Chiefs have certainly stranded some runners. They stranded 4 in the last 2 innings last night against Jack Besgrove, who came on in relief of Migliavaca in that game. And they're in a similar spot again in this inning. There was 1 out, now 2 out with runners at second and third. As Nick White locks himself in. And catcher and pitcher go out, chat strategy, talk about their signs with a runner at second base. Nick White has really created havoc early in this season with arguably his greatest attribute, his speed. It's been on display all season, and a season where he's already received considerable playing time. He's only 21. Last year didn't necessarily play a lot, but that is certainly changing this year, and for good reason. And able to keep his hands back long enough to pull it foul. Again, and I'll mention it a lot on these Chief broadcasts, and we'll have all of them. 2025 is Pete Hill, their great owner, coming to a broadcast agreement with Softball Premier TV, and delighted to bring you their games. And Nick White delivers past the diving Owen Torrey, and White has cashed in 2 with a base hit. Nick White's confidence continues to grow as he has 2 important runs batted in, and the Chiefs regain the lead. It is 3-1. It's his 10th hit in 16 at-bats, and up to 7 runs batted in. And now that he's on the base pass, don't be surprised if a pitch or 2 in, he's on his way. Had a good jump over there as Shane Boland takes inside for ball 1. Shane grounded out to his fellow shortstop. Mitch McKay is first time up. So the Chiefs cash in with a big 2-out hit. White has yet to be caught stealing so far this season. As Boland had a good twist and a quality cut on that Randerson offering. 3-1 Chiefs in front early in this quarterfinal on this Father's Day Sunday. Great place to be. Boland up the middle, off the glove of Mitch McKay. White to third, and a base hit for Boland. Valiant effort by the young shortstop. Got a glove on it, but unable to come up with it. And now it's Ezekiel, who has already homered this morning. And he's 10 for 19 early in 2025. Again, with no disrespect meant to any of the Chiefs' opponents last weekend, this is a very different type of competition. A fabulous 6-team field is gathered here in Mitchell. Through the hole, Ezekiel, another hit and another run batted in. He's 2 for 2. And the lead extends to 4-1. Bradley Ezekiel, one of the best to ever do it. Is off to a great start on this Sunday, and head coach of the Batmen, just a quality gentleman, Lee Jacques, out to chat with his group. A big 2-out, 2-run single from Nick White made it 3-1. Boland the base hit as he continues to get into a groove in his first weekend of the season. And then Ezekiel. And now Shales. Nick, one of the all-time greats in the last couple of decades. And starting to spend a little bit of time around the group the last couple of weekends. You can see that Shales offers a lot more than just what he does on the diamond. He's a very infectious guy. A 2-time world champion. And he didn't miss that by a bunch. The patented slap when you know you were really close. Chiefs have connected for 3 here in the top of the second, trying to add a little bit more. Good change of pace from Randerson. And for Randerson, we'll throw that change up at more than 1 speed. Runners at first and second. Shales, Johnny Baker, able to tag Shane Boland. A quality second inning for the Chiefs. They strike for 3 and lead it 4-1 in this quarterfinal game in Mitchell.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that. A fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com.
The Chiefs with 3 in the top of the second. We'll see how the Batmen respond against Marco Diaz, who gave up a solo shot in the first. Tyler Paulai and facing Danny Benson from Rama, Ontario. And this guy has no shortage of power when he gets it. Hit .273 at last year's ISC World Tournament with a double, a homer, and a couple of runs batted in. And hits this well. Ezekiel will have room. As Benson just missed that. Flies out to center on pitch number 1. And now it's designated player Andy Skelton. Skelton had the only hit off of Jack Besgrove in the Batman's tournament opener Friday in a 7-0 loss. He's got a hit now, too. Drills that to the fence in center. There's Matroni out to converse with Diaz. Skelton pounds that ball on a first pitch from Diaz to the center field wall. Catcher Derek Hyde, the batter, attended the Canadian National Men's Tryout Camp about a month ago in Florida. He is from nearby Tavistock. Hyde 4 for 17 at last year's ISC World Tournament. And he will play for his country, not at the World Cup, but at the World Games in China. Drop ball misses down and away at 84. Anytime you put up runs offensively, you'd love nothing more than a 0 to follow it up in the defensive half of the inning. That's what Diaz and the Chiefs are attempting. 2-2 the count to Derek Hyde. His best ISC World Tournament came in 2019 when he had 7 hits. A bounder over the head of Boland and past Ezekiel. And it's 4-2. There was obstruction signaled by the umpire. The ball gets away on the bounding single. And it's 4-2 as Johnny Baker steps in. As Marco Diaz continues to try to lock in his best form. He has pitched a lot already in 2025, not with the Chiefs necessarily, but has been in a lot of other tournaments, which is the case for a lot of highly touted players. Baker is swing and a miss. As Hyde on that odd play was able to make his way all the way to third. And just one out here in the bottom of the second and make it 2. That's a quality drop ball. And it's Diaz's second strikeout of the morning. Second baseman Owen Torrey. 25-year-old from Chatsworth. Torrey played for Canada not only in a 2018 World Junior Championship, but in the 2023 U23 World Cup. Was 1 for 3 at last year's ISC World Tournament. And a chance to draw his team in this quarterfinal game to within 1 as he looks at strike 1. Try to keep you abreast if we can check in on the other quarterfinal game. I can see it from where I am. The Drillers, Northeast Drillers, taking on JDT First Energy for the right to take on the Bear Creek Gremlins in another semifinal. The Bear Creek Express will play the winner of this game in a semifinal. And there is the location, velocity that Diaz is looking for. That one tied Owen Torrey in a knot. Ball and 2 strikes. Goes to the rise. A pitch he continues to work at. Back-to-back strikeouts after giving up a run. And after 2, Hill United in front of the Toronto Batmen 4-2. A 4-2 Hill United Chiefs advantage. They scored 3 times here at Keterson Park in Mitchell. Great facility. And Ty Randerson back to work. The Chiefs had 5 hits on their way to the 3 second inning runs. They have 6 hits overall, 2 of them off the bat of Bradley Ezekiel, who is a solo homer and also drove in a run his last time up. Bruno Matroni, the batter. The now former longtime captain of the Argentine national team. He's stepped away from international softball the last couple of years. Struck out in his first at-bat here this morning and takes a strike, or ball actually, from Randerson. Bruno's resume is outstanding. Played in the last 5 consecutive World Cups. 2013, 15, 17, 19, 22. 2-time All-World team member at the ISC, and off the glove of Torrey, base hit, scalded off the bat of Matroni, who has really swung it well this weekend. The big 3-hit performance yesterday afternoon against the Northeast Drillers, and has his first hit of this quarterfinal. Nice try. Singled, stole a base, scored a run in the second inning. Gets away from Hyde, Matroni. Smart base runner. Not sure what was just echoed out of the Chiefs dugout in Spanish, but I know it made our great owner of Softball Premier TV, Luciano Lafrano, laugh, and several others. So might have to get the translation in the break. So a runner in scoring position for Quentin Bruce. Who is swinging it at a high level the last couple of days. Hit .277 last year in his first year with the Hill United Chiefs. Hit it hard at Mitch McKay. And McKay able to make a good play to get the speedy Bruce over at first. And now it's Tony Gonzalez. He popped up to second. His first time up. (4-2) Matroni in scoring position. And it's 63. That, to me, is the second speed changeup. It's not the one with even less pace. I'd call it the in-between. Gonzalez drills it to the fence. Here's Matroni, a little bobble by Denny Benson, and Tony Gonzalez has his first hit of the weekend in Mitchell. And it cashes in another run. It's 5-2 for Gonzalez, his fifth run batted in of 2025. And that little bobble allowed him to go from second to third. And Alan Pecker, who has a hit already today, and it was a frozen rope. Five to 2, the Chiefs in front, as they try to advance to a semifinal game. Anderson wanted the low rise for a strike. One thing about this vantage point, you get a great look in terms of pitcher, catcher, and batter. Change up. And Alan Pecker from Argentina headed back to play for his country in another World Cup. Was injured last year when Argentina finished first in a qualifying event in Prince Albert, the same location of the World Cup this year. Starts on July the 8th. This one, high in the air, Mason McKay circling under it. A tag to draw the throw, but Gonzalez really wasn't in a position to do much more than that. And there are two away. So good work by Mason McKay. Circle around it, put himself in a good position to throw, and came home. So Gonzalez at third, and a chance for Lopez to add to the advantage. Pipolo grounded out to first in the second, this time in on the hands, and fouls it off. Pipolo 4 for 14 at last year's ISC World Tournament with a double, a triple, and a run batted in. Played for his home country of Mexico last March at a World Cup qualifier. Mexico was unable to advance. Mitch McKay diving in the hole and made a great play. Mitch McKay showing why he has been selected to play for Canada at the upcoming World Cup. Into the hole and through a strike. The Chiefs add another and lead 5-2.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Run for the Chiefs, who have scored in all 3 innings. And the Batmen have scored in both of their at-bats. They're at the top of the order with center fielder Mason McKay. Mason struck out versus Marco Diaz earlier. He won't this time, and he can run, but Gonzalez played it well for out number one. Even with some water on the diamond this morning, it is still a surface that provides a lot of bounding balls. And here's Mitch McKay, who just made that great play at shortstop to end the top half of the inning. He grounded out to Nick Shales back in the first. Mitch hit .294 for Canada at the U23 World Cup in the year 2023. And that's foul. Mitch McKay, part of the young core that we have seen on display in part. Nick White, Mitch McKay. These are Canadian youngsters with high-end promise. A change-up from Diaz. Finds the outside portion of the plate. See what Marco comes back with here. Goes upstairs with a rise. And I would suggest that's the pitch for Marco Diaz. The velocity, the drop, can throw the change very effectively. If that rise ball becomes even more effective, part of the arsenal, not that he isn't, when he's at his best, very, very, very difficult to hit, but that would be just another weapon to add. And that's a great part of pitching. You're always looking to expand your arsenal. Mitch McKay versus Marco Diaz. That could happen in a few weeks in Prince Albert, this matchup. Marco, originally from Mexico, calls Ensenada, Baja California home and will represent the United States again internationally, as he did last September in a World Cup qualifier in Oklahoma City. And he has walked Mitch McKay with one away. No 1-2-3 innings in this game. And frankly, in this six-team event, those have been at a premium. The hitters have won the weekend to this point. We'll see how the rest of today plays out. Been a lot of high-scoring games. Ripped down the line by Paulai, who's already homered today, and he's going to cash in his second run as he's homered and tripled. And this Batman group will not go away. RBI triple for Tyler Paulai. And it's 5-3. Turned on it with authority that time. Corey Way, the batter. Popped up to Nick Shales at third base to end the first. So another half inning with at least one run for each respective group. Diaz reaches back, grabs that rag known as Gorilla Gold. Another game with lots of runs and lots of activity. Change up. Way fought it off. Tagging and diving in safely is Paulai. And it's 5-4. There's Corey Way with a quality at-bat. Punched it into right field. Good throw home by Alan Pecker, but Paulai runs well. And dives home safely. And cuts the Hill United Chiefs lead to just a run again. Denny Benson flied out deep to center, his first time today. Well, an unpopular ruling. And Denny Benson had a good crack at that. Straight up old school. No batting gloves, no arm protection. There's Justin Schofield, who was terrific in 5 1/3 against the Bear Creek Gremlins last night, starts to work. And there is as good a changeup as Diaz has thrown all weekend long, and it comes in a pretty key spot. But the Batmen score 2. And we've got a quality quarterfinal on this Sunday morning. It's 5-4. Hill United after 3.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
New pitcher for the Batmen. They bring in the veteran Ryan French from Kitchener. Played at the ISC World Tournament with AWP, the Lumberjacks, last year. Pitched only 1 inning. His most innings at an ISC World Tournament came in 2014 with the Hallman Twins, as he takes over for Tyler Randerson, who gave up 5 runs. And Blake Hunter, a pinch hitter, batting here in the top of the 4th. Blake in his first year with the Chiefs. Came over from the then, now Bear Creek Gremlins, where he played last year and hit .234. He's 3 for 11 so far this season. 2 tournaments played by the Chiefs last weekend in Kimberly and here in Mitchell. Ball and 2 strikes to Hunter. And a rise from Ryan French out of the zone. Change up, Hunter. Bobbled by Johnny Baker, and Blake Hunter able to beat it out. So Hunter reaches on the air to begin the 4th. And here's Shane Boland, who delivered a single his last time up. Change up from French is down and out of the zone. Which pitching staff will lock in first? Likely the winner of this quarterfinal when it happens. Or maybe it won't. You've had at least a run in every half inning. Chiefs had 3 runs in the second. And then the Batmen, with their best inning offensively, put up a pair in the bottom of the 3rd. And it's 5-4. The winner to face the Bear Creek Express in a semifinal. Change up. French will take the lead runner for 1. Takeout slide prevents Owen Torrey to have any opportunity in regard to turning a double play. And Brad Ezekiel, 3 consecutive hits here in Mitchell, his last 3 at-bats. The 2 today, a homer and an RBI single. This on the ground to Johnny Baker, who will take care of business for the second out. So Boland on the high bouncer, able to move himself into scoring position for Nick Shales, who's 0 for 2 in the game. As the 1 hit on the weekend, it was a home run Friday night versus JDT First Energy. Shales high in the air. Denny Benson with the glasses on and makes the catch. So our first scoreless half inning of the game, and it remains 5-4 for the Chiefs.
let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
The Toronto Batmen made a pitching change to start the fourth. The Hill United Chiefs will do the same. Is entering the game is Canadian national team member Justin Schofield. Thought Schofield was excellent last night in his 5 1/3 innings, albeit in a losing cause to the Bear Creek Gremlins. Threw a whale of a game. Only blemish was a 2-run homer versus Cole Evans in the fourth. He went 5 1/3. He had 10 strikeouts. He walked only 1. And facing Andy Skelton, who has a base hit, his second of the event. That one off of Marco Diaz, whose final line, he went 3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4, and walked 1. And Skelton has another hit as he reaches out and pulls it into right field. So the Batmen put up the first scoreless half inning in the game in the top of the inning. They trailed it 4-1 and 5-2, but have clawed back to within a run. Rise ball. Swung on and missed by Derek Hyde. He has a base hit in the game. Change up. Ball and a strike to Derek Hyde. Or actually 2 strikes. Did not see the strike call on the first pitch, which I thought looked pretty good, and apparently so did Kevin DiDomenico. And Schofield and Matroni wanted that one. Sun starting to peek out here at Keterson Park. The drop ball just missing away. This is ripped and gone. Derek Hyde, a go-ahead 2-run home run. And the Toronto Batmen lead for the first time in the game. It is 6-5. And knew it had a chance when it left the bat. Not a lot of turnaround time for Schofield. And my guess is the plan for Jeff Ellsworth, John Stewart, and John Hill, the terrific coaching staff of the Hill United Chiefs, might have wanted to use him later in the day, but not the case. And now we'll see how Schofield responds to starting his outing by giving up 2 hits, including a go-ahead 2-run home run. And you can tell he's agitated. So he goes upstairs for a strike against Johnny Baker. And I'm going to guess the other thing that he's potentially a little agitated about was his third pitch to Derek Hyde. On the ground to Shales, who has to wait, but had time to make the throw over for out number 1. Played it really well. Looked like if he charges in, he's going to get caught in an in-between hop, but stayed back on it and still has an excellent throwing arm over at third. Second baseman Owen Torrey, who struck out against Marco Diaz, who pitched the first 3 innings. Martin Gonzalez starting to work for Hill United. Starts Owen Torrey with a couple of quick strikes. As Owen asked whether that pitch was in a certain spot. And that pitch almost unhittable. Good velocity on the rise, in on the hands, and the inside corner, and Schofield has his first strikeout here in relief. As the Toronto Batmen have battled back from 4-1 and 5-2 deficits to take a 6-5 advantage in this quarterfinal game. Mason McKay ahead of the changeup. Schofield did not go to the change all that often last night against Bear Creek. His rise was outstanding. Mason McKay 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out and grounded out. The Toronto Batman center fielder. Schofield trying to clear out a proper pitching path. After 3 others had engineered their own pass prior to him in this game. He's the 4th pitcher of record. 2-2. One of two quarterfinals going on here, the other involving JDT First Energy and the Northeast Drillers. And it is 7-4 for JDT in that game. Thank you, Blair Setford. And Justin Schofield has a second straight strikeout. Derek Hyde's two-run homer has the Batmen in front of the Chiefs after 4, 6-5. A long way to go.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
For the first time today, the reigning ISC World Champion Hill United Chiefs find themselves in arrears. Trail it 6-5. Still lots of innings left. We're only in the top of the fifth. Bruno Matroni has singled and scored. He drilled one off the tip of Owen Torrey's glove into the outfield, his last at-bat. And this eats up Johnny Baker at third. He's had a bit of a tough morning at that position. So the Chiefs, with what they're looking for, the leadoff man is aboard. And now Quentin Bruce singled, stole a base, and scored, and then grounded out to short. Ryan French on in his second inning of relief. Has yet to surrender a base hit. He's had two runners reach, but both on errors. Quentin Bruce trying to change that for the Chiefs. A date with the Bear Creek Express awaits the winner of this quarterfinal game. And as we mentioned, going towards the break in the other quarterfinal, across the way, one of the other diamonds here, it is JDT First Energy in front of the Northeast Drillers, 7-4. So again, high-scoring affairs. They've been the order of the weekend in this excellent six-team field in this division. Two other divisions being contested here this weekend as well. The Canada East ISC qualifier. Change up. And Bruce tried his best to wait it out, but swung on and missed. And Ryan French has his first strikeout of the game. Tony Gonzalez delivered an RBI double his last time against Tyler Randerson, who started. This one gets away from French, and Matroni trots down to second on the wild pitch. So Gonzalez with that hard hit double, his first hit of the weekend. As Ryan French wants a different series of signs with Bruno Matroni at second, staring in at the opposing catcher. And the drop ball is a good one, in on the hands. "6-5, the Batmen lead it. Into the hole, Mitch McKay, who has such a quick release. Great range and a quick release to get Gonzalez for out number 2. Shane Boland has been and will continue to be at this upcoming World Cup for Canada the main man at shortstop. Mitch McKay looks like he's next in line. And Alan Pecker trying to tie the game with 2 out. Has a hit today. Gonzalez, the courtesy runner for catcher Bruno Matroni with 2 out. The last player to make an out in the inning becomes the base runner, as speeds up the game and gives the catcher an opportunity to get his gear on and get ready for the next defensive inning. Alan Pecker 1 for 2 on the day and had to duck out of the way in a hurry from that inside pitch. Pecker swings and misses at a low drop ball. The Chiefs in search of their first win of the weekend, as Mitchell has not treated them very kindly to this point. Change up, and Hyde does well to keep it in front of him. 3 balls and a strike to Alan Pecker, who would love nothing more than to cash in a tying run. And lays off to draw the walk. And a big opportunity for Pipilo Lopez. The home plate umpire will go out. Pipilo is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice, once to first, once to short. Now 5 for 11 early in this 2025 campaign for the Chiefs, who will play host to a 5-team tournament next weekend, their own. The Hill United Chiefs Challenge. Alan Pecker stealing second, no throw. Does Hyde have room? Just out of play. Both he and Corey Way went over in hopes. As Ryan French wanted the ball back, that was just fouled out, barely. Key spot in the game here in inning number 5 as the Batmen have roared back from 4-1 and 5-2 down to lead 6-5. And these teams will meet next weekend in the Hill United Chiefs Challenge. The Northeast Drillers will be there, the Ohsweken Redmen. Lopez delivers to left. Pecker gets the wave after the bobble. And the Chiefs are back in front. It's 7-6. Nick White started the game in the designated player role, had a hit and an RBI. But it has been Blake Hunter since, and you hope that White is doing well and not nicked up. Hunter came in when they made the pitching change. He reached on an error in the 4th and takes a strike from Ryan French, who replaced the starter Tyler Randerson after 3. 7-6. The Chiefs have gone back in front. We're near a children's playground, and it would be apropos for this game because it's been on a seesaw. Back and forth we go. Pipolo Lopez with a huge base hit. Change up, hit hard, and by the time Mitch McKay can find it, no opportunity to get Hunter. And that's a play that Mitch McKay would probably like to have back. But it was well hit. And the Batmen have not done themselves a lot of favors in the game in the fielding department at times, and then they've at other times made excellent plays. So the inning continues for Shane Boland. He's 1 for 3. Singled back in a 3-run Hill United Chiefs second inning. Lopez at second, Hunter at first. Johnny Baker ranging and will throw out Boland, but Pipolo Lopez delivers a big 2-run hit. And he has provided the Hill United Chiefs with a 7-6 advantage as the Batmen back to do just that. Bat when we return.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com.
Back and forth we go. Pipolo Lopez, 2 RBI single, has provided the Hill United Chiefs with a 7-6 lead. Justin Schofield on in his second inning of work, taking over after the third from starter Marco Diaz. Mitch McKay, the shortstop, is Schofield somewhat agitated as he works his way back to receive the ball from Bruno Matroni, who has 2 hits officially in the game. Talking about Matroni. Mitch McKay 0 for 1 with a walk and has scored a run. Three balls and no strikes. And that sends Martin Gonzalez back down the line to get warm for the Chiefs. On the ground to Gonzalez, and there's one away. As Schofield battles back to get the first out after delivering 3 straight balls to begin with Mitch McKay. And here is a gentleman having a wonderful morning in Tyler Paulai. He is 2 for 2 with a home run and a triple and a couple of runs batted in. This is his first dealing with his ex-Bear Creek Express teammate, Justin Schofield. 9-4 now on the other diamond in the other quarterfinal. JDT First Energy in front of the Northeast Drillers. That game in the 5th inning as well. Runs, and more runs. 13 here, 13 there. And you can tell that Paulai is very locked in. Part of Team Canada's squad at a World Cup qualifying event last July. And was at their tryout camp in Florida. And Schofield retires Paulai this time with his 3rd strikeout of the morning. First baseman Corey Way, good piece of hitting his last time up. Punched an outside pitch deep enough into right to drive in a run. He's officially 0 for 1 in the game with a run batted in. He's from Waterloo, Ontario. Not far away. Depending on traffic. Not that there's any of that in Ontario. So refreshing to drive around in this part of the province when you live or reside somewhere in the Toronto area, don't enjoy it much, I must admit. The traffic, for sure. Schofield misses up with a rise. Not quite the velocity that he had one night ago. We have yet to have a 1-2-3 half inning. Justin Schofield and the Chiefs trying to change that here in the bottom of the fifth with a one-run lead. And that Schofield is okay. Oof. That didn't look very good. Went down hard on the plant as he ends up walking. Corey Way with 2 out. Just the second walk that he has issued this weekend. And the Batmen will run. There's a lot of laughs out there, so that's good news. I'm not sure Schofield is doing a lot of laughing, but others are. And see if he's all right. He's going to throw a couple practice pitches. I think I just saw him say, "I'm okay." Takes a lot for this guy. Probably have to cut off that leg in order to take him out. What a competitor. We all have our favorites, and this guy's one of mine. Love watching him go to work in the circle. And just a quality human. Facing Denny Benson. Benson has flown out to deep center and then struck out. Change up and a good one. Two quick strikes to Benson, and you have to be careful with this guy. He can take it out of the yard in a heartbeat. Gets underneath this. Shane Bolin backpedaling, handles it. So Schofield shaken, stirred, and fined. As Hill United prevents the Batmen from scoring for the first half inning and lead it 7-6 going to the sixth. Who's the base runner there?
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
A 7-6 lead for the Hill United Chiefs, looking to advance to a semifinal game against the Bear Creek Express. That on this diamond next. Chiefs led 4-1, 5-2, trailed 6-5 before a Pipolo Lopez two-run single in the fifth has provided them with a one-run advantage. Bradley Ezekiel leading things off. He's 2 for 3 in the game. A home run and 2 runs batted in. Up to 9 runs batted in early in the year. He drove in 37 in 2024. A shorter season in 2025 with an extra international event. That would be the World Games. So these high-level club teams, the best in the world, won't play as many games in 2025 as they normally would. Because if we've mentioned all weekend long, this field of 6 teams providing so many players who will play internationally at both the World Cup and the World Games. Loaded with national team players. And it's been a hitter's weekend here in Mitchell. And all you have to do is look at the 2 quarterfinals today. It's a bit of a microcosm of the whole weekend. 13 runs in both quarterfinals. We'll check on the other, and actually there's 14 runs there now. 9-5, JDT First Energy leading the Northeast Drillers in the other quarterfinal. Ezekiel just enough to foul that out of play. Ryan French has thrown 34 pitches since replacing starter Tyler Randerson. Baker digs it out and throws out Ezekiel. Johnny Baker's had a lot of activity over at third base today. Nick Shales in search of his first hit of the day. A high strike from Ryan French, who throws that rise at 76 miles an hour. The rise ball, the most difficult in terms of charting velocity. A bouncer, and there's Nick Shales' first hit. It gets away from Tyler Paulet, and it allows Shales to move into scoring position. Nick Shales with his 13th hit already in his first 2 weekends. Was 11 for 13 last weekend in Kimberly, Wisconsin. Bruno Matroni, he's heating up. 2 more hits today for the veteran catcher. Baker with a nice stab, might have Shales caught. And Baker runs him back and then still throws out Matroni. Well done by Johnny Baker. As the hot corner continues to be just that, warm. at the very least. Quentin Bruce, 1 for 3. Would love another hit here. Had a multi-hit game, his first of the year. Last night against the Gremlins, won't achieve that in this at-bat. Give Ryan French credit. He's done a nice job in relief. The Chiefs lead it by 1 here in quarterfinal game in Mitchell.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Andy Skelton's had a whale of a morning. He has back-to-back base hits. And he'll start things for the Toronto Batmen in the bottom of the 6th inning, with his team trailing the Hill United Chiefs in this quarterfinal affair, 7-6 to the winner. A date with Pool A winner, the Bear Creek Express. Change up, and a good one from Schofield to start Skelton. Interesting format here in this 6-team event. 2 pools of 3, but you didn't play anybody in your own pool until now. You played the 3 teams in the other pool. So the Batmen, the Bear Creek Express, and Hill United Chiefs all in the same grouping. Both these teams went 0-3 in the round-robin portion. Trying to change their fate here on this final Sunday in Mitchell. Schofield entered the game in the 4th in place of the starter, Marco Diaz. Skelton 2 for 2. Good to see Schofield's okay. He took quite a tumble when he hit a bad spot planting to throw a pitch in the last half inning. Fine drop ball. Swung on and missed by Skelton. The Batmen 6 runs on 6 hits. Made the most of their hits. And Schofield comes back to get Skelton, who's retired for the first time. And Schofield has his 4th strikeout. The last time Derek Hyde came to home plate, he hit a 2-run home run off Schofield. to, at that point, give the Batmen their first lead. They'd trailed 4-1 and 5-2. That made it 6-5. Change up again to begin. They're going to check, and the answer is yes. From Matthew Leclerc, working the bases today. Kevin DiDomenico from Hamilton behind home plate. Drop this time, but misses to Hyde. And Derek is 2 for 2 in the game. Single and a 2-run homer for number 2. Two balls and a strike to Hyde, with one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hyde looks a little shaken. He fouled that one in what looked to be off his left foot or ankle. And his only protection, he's very Quentin Bruce-like, just the little elbow guard on the right arm. His lead arm is a left-handed batter. (7-6) in the 6th. And under the glove of Gonzalez, and Derek Hyde's having a day. He's 3 out of 3. And Cody Skelton looks like he's due up for the Batmen. He'll bat for Johnny Baker. Cody was 0 for 1 in the loss at the hands of JDT First Energy last night in the round-robin finale. So the tying run at first. Schofield, you know, right now he's trying to rear back and find a little extra. Is his team trying to book a semifinal date with the Bear Creek Express. Good block by Matroni on the changeup. Schofield has thrown 45 pitches in the game, 28 of those for strikes. Given up 2 runs, 3 hits. Cody Skelton deep and gone. And the Batmen lead it 8-7. Cody Skelton, a pinch hit, 2-run homer and it's 8-7 for the Batmen. Back and forth we go all day. As Schofield just terrific last night against Bear Creek. Probably wasn't expecting to pitch today with Marco Diaz in the starter spot. Shales in fair territory, just in time to get the speedy Owen Torrey for out number 2. That was close. Mason McKay at the top of the order. Swings and misses. Cody Skelton, the pinch hit 2-run homer, has given the Toronto Batmen an 8-7 advantage. Six, 7, and 8 due up for the Chiefs in the top of the 7th. They enjoyed 4-1 and 5-2 leads, but have not been able to put this pesky Batman's group away. And here comes the 2-2. Still early enough in the year that a lot of elite level pitchers have yet to really find their way. As McKay draws the 2-out walk. And Mitch McKay steps in. Looks like he's dealing with a bleeding nose. One of the nostrils plugged. On the ground to Lopez. That'll end the inning. However, Cody Skelton pinch hit home run to right center. And the Batmen are 3 outs away from moving on.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
8 runs on 8 hits, including the Cody Skelton 2-run homer in the bottom of the 6th. That has Chiefs have 11 hits. And the Batmen have committed 5 errors in the game, but still lead. See if the reigning ISC World Champions have something in the bag, and they need to reach into it right now. Change up. Ryan French on in relief of Tyler Randerson. Given up 2 runs on 3 hits in his 3 innings of work. Struck out 1 and walked 1. Can he close it? Gonzalez right at Mitch McKay, and there's 1 down in the 7th. Alan Pecker, the batter. He is 2 for 3 on the day. Also scored a couple of runs and stolen a pair of bases. The star of Championship Saturday at the ISC World Tournament, Alan Pecker, looking for a little more magic on this Sunday morning in the middle of June. Change up. Two balls and 2 strikes. Not an easy one to lay off of with 2 strikes, but Pecker showed a great eye and did just that. Here's the 2-2. Count is full. Pipolo Lopez on deck, who gave the Chiefs a 7-6 lead his last time up with a 2-run single. French strikes out Alan Pecker. Just his 2nd strikeout. And Hill United down to their last out for Pipolo Lopez. In the air. And Tyler Pauli makes the catch. And the Toronto Batmen will move on to the semifinals. And for the Hill United Chiefs, a weekend to forget. as they fall 4 straight times here in Mitchell. And their tournament comes to a somewhat stunning end. They will have a week to get ready for their own event. And no question, for the reigning ISC champions, lots to think about prior to the Hill United Chiefs Challenge that starts next Friday in Simcoe. The Batmen move on to take on the Bear Creek Express in one of 2 semifinal affairs. So long for now from Mitchell.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas.
Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more.
The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com.
Live it on Softball Premier.